Okay. Good evening, everyone. Today, my group number 7 and me, we're gonna defend our lesson plans. Okay. Uh, my classmate Camila, my classmate Lady, and me. Okay. Let's start, please.
All right, welcome everybody to this presentation debate. So I'm going to be the first one who is going to speak. Let me just share my screen with you guys so you can see it and present. So as my classmates say, is a social science lesson that we did in the past task. So we're going to talk a little bit about it. So, why the lesson is appropriate for the fourth grade? Let's talk a little bit about my experience. I used to do my practices in an elementary school, and I always did that with the fourth grade students. So that's why I chose the fourth grade. I definitely have experience with them and I like to work with them. So that's why is my context. Um, some reasons that why it's appropriate. So I think it's because the first one is because they match with the connective development of the fourth grade students. They are around the 8 to 10 age. Um, I think they are learning to think about pace and geography. They are in the age that they can understand a little bit the maps and recognize the places. But they still need do activities using their hands. That's why I want to use maps, big maps, small flags to place and pictures. The second reason is that it follows the official Colombian curriculum, that is the DBA for the fourth grade. They say that they must understand geographical limits and recognize the characteristics of Colombia's natural regions. Also, I have the reason number 3 that it respects their language level. As we know, so the fourth grade students are are in the beginning, so we can say that it is a low intermediate in English. So that's why my lesson use simple sentence, and I have an example here. The Andes region is known by mountains. I can say that it's something simple that we can use for the fourth grade. Uh, I really don't ask them that they speak perfectly English because I know that it's a beginner. It's really low level, but I want that they try to repeat, to point, to glue, and start to write short sentences. And let's go with my second question. How the activities are linked with the DBA? So the TBA is the basic rights of learning. So the students understand the importance of geographical limits and the borders, and they can recognize the characteristics of the places. If the students will be able to locate Colombians and neighboring countries on the map and describe at least one key characteristic of a Colombian natural region. And also the language, I want that they try to start to doing a sentence as correct structured sentence. I have your example here. The region is characterized by space to describe a region. I want to include a adjective and of course the names that they want to see it in this lesson. I also have a big example of what I want to show the students. And I know that they like coloring, and something that looks attractive to them. So that's why I want to choose this kind of map. Uh, the activity, oh, the teacher shows the map. Oh, okay. So that's going to be the activities that we are going to do. Why I should that map? Because I want to ask them who are our neighbors in Colombia. So the activity is that they understand the geographical limits by looking at maps and naming neighboring countries. The students starts to see where Colombia is ubicated, where it starts and ends, and the other countries begin. It aligns with the content objective because the content objective says students will locate neighboring countries. And this activity introduced that country. We can see in this case the example Ecuador, Peru, Brazil, Venezuela, and Panama. The second activity is the student places flag on their own black maps while the teacher says the country names. I like that activity. I actually have here. That's the second activity. So I want that they recognize the region. And not only that, I want that they be able to characterize one important thing of each region. Um, so what they have to do is correct the flag, the small flag that we are going to have, in the correct place. Something simple, but it's really meaningful and active for the students at this age. The activity number 3 is the students work in groups to make a poster about one Colombian region using a picture and words card. I think something important for this is that we introduce a new vocabulary for the students. We introduce the vocabulary like mountains and also the weather for the students appropriated for this course, for this grade. Experience, as I told, I try to realize or what activities should I use for the students that I used to have in Colombia. So I really love, and I know that they know this kind of vocabulary, and it's something basic that we can use for just speaking in English. So how the stages of the lesson promote meaningful learning? So we have the presentation about what country is this, and I think that is something that can go the curiosity of our students with the start question. Um, the students might want to know what is the answer and motivate the students to learn. And it's something that the students can point and repeat. And you know that the students likes to be something active, learning, like games and play. It's going to be something really good for them. In the practice part, when they touch the flags, when they color them, when they glue, they have experience in with their hands, and it's something that attracts them. And not only that, I think it's a easily mode to correct. Talking about the actions, and of course they feel that they have support from the teacher. And I think it's a really good activity because it's a really low pressure. Like they are playing, they are in the game. So if they have a mistake, I'm going to be there helping them in a really safe environment. And of course, the production is more than that. It's the collaborative groups. Students work together, and I think that I could add the theory of Vygotsky, that the students learn better when they talk and work with each other or with other person. And the stronger students help the weaker students. Of course, they want to help them. And what I can say, I think it's a really important part. They have a poster when they create their part. I think it's a meaningful learning and memorable. Using also the visual, the logical, the linguistic, and the interpersonal part. Here I have an example that what I would like to show in my class, and some basic vocabulary for the fourth grade. And I can say that I really like this section. I choose the fourth grade because I work with fourth grade kids and I know how they like the positive and active classes, lessons, and try to be dynamic, not just correction and repeat. I want to be a meaningful learning and with games and speaking. I love to speak and I want that skill engage them to improve their own English. So that was my presentation. So I let my second classmate go ahead with her presentation. Thank you.
Okay. So, okay, Camila, thank you for your presentation. I really like your lesson plan because it's really interesting how this specific topic, yeah, the borders with Colombia, and the way you teach this topic, okay? I think that is a creative way. Yeah, yeah. Let me congratulate you because, yeah. But however, I have a question for you. Yeah. Uh, I could see different dynamics. Yeah. But I don't know if is there a reason that you didn't include um for example a virtual tool, yeah, for the games or for the activities or for the class.
All right, thank you for your question. So, why I did not include a something technological in the class? I think because in these days it depends where I ubicate and where I teach, but I know that not all the classes or schools has appropriate technological instruments to be able to teach the kids or the students. So I want to be traditional and use what I have in my hand. Like if I have to print the big map and put it in the board and type in the board, I will do it. Because we don't know the context that we are going to teach this lesson or the important part of use the things that we have in the hands. So that's why I'm not being in that technology, but I definitely, if I in the context that I can use, I use it because I think it's really good for the students to teach them also the technology part. But in this case, I use base in whatever kind of school that I will be there, and it's just very general.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now is my turn. Yeah. I don't know if you can let me share. Okay, thank you. Give me a second. Okay, let me know if you can see my screen. Okay, well, okay. Well, I'm gonna start. Okay, my name is Haider, as you know. Haider Andulfo Morantes Mantilla. And today I am gonna do my presentation about my lesson plan. Okay. Mm, Okay, well, uh, My lesson plan is designed for fifth grade students. Okay, the topic is human rights. Yeah, because I try to take in account the course in this case, social science, yeah, and focusing on speaking and writing skills. Okay, students learn basic vocabulary and how to express ideas using the structure, have the right to. Okay, yeah. Why is this lesson appropriate? Okay, okay. There are four reasons. Yeah, the first is appropriate for the cognitive level of fifth grade. The second is use vocabulary, yeah, simple vocabulary. For example, food, school, family, play, yeah, it's simple vocabulary. The third reason is include visual interactive resource, yeah. For example, videos, flashcards, and Kahoot. Yeah. And the last one is encourage participation and communications. Okay, well, this lesson is appropriate, yeah, because students uh, at this age learn better through visual repetition and interaction. Yeah, the vocabulary is simple and connected to their daily life. Yeah, and which makes learning meaningful. Yeah, also the activities are dynamic, so students stay engaged and motivated. TBA content and language objectives. Okay, as you know, the TBA for these lesson plans is analyze the role of the social organization in human. Okay. And the content objective is identify basic human rights. And the language objective is use the structure, yeah, of the right and express idea fully and for any right. Okay. This lesson integrates both content and language learning. Yeah, students not only learn about human rights, but also how to express those ideas in English. Yeah, which supports bilingual learning. Okay, well, in this table, yeah, you can see how the applicability of activities. Yeah. For example, there are four stages. The first stage is presentation. In presentation, the activities are such as videos, flashcards, that these activities introduce vocabulary and concepts. In the practice, fill in blanks and conversations. These activities help to reinforce a structure and speaking. In the productions or poster and oral presentation, you can apply knowledge independently. And the last evaluation, yeah, I wanted to include a Kahoot and again, yeah, that all people remember Hammock. Yeah. In these games, the idea is assess understand. Okay, so the activities. The activities, eh, as you know, there are four stages. Yeah, in each stage, um, the idea is to evaluate or get a different knowledge, reinforce different skills. For example, in this case, is speaking and writing. Okay, well, the first stage activates prior prior knowledge and introduce new content. Yeah, this is the first stage. Students connect images with meaning, which helps comprehension. The repetition of sentence helps them internalize the language structure. In the next one, the students practice in controlled way. They gain confidence, yeah, by using the structure, yeah, with support before working independently. Yeah. The idea is get fluency and accuracy. Yeah. In the production stage, the students demonstrate meaningful learning. Yeah. Uh, in this stage is not too repetition. Yeah. Uh, they are creating their own ideas using the language. Yeah. The idea is the students use your, their knowledge. Okay. And the last one, evaluation. Yeah. Eh, this stage is more interactive and engaging. Yeah. Not just traditional. Yeah. But the idea is vocabulary retention, structure use, and participation. Yeah. Okay. And definitely, this is my presentation. Okay. I want to end my presentation with these conclusions. These lessons promotes meaningful learning because students first understand real life concepts, use English for communication, and participate actively. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for everyone.
Thank you so much for the presentation. I just love the presentation. Um, I think that we're the same kind of teachers that we want to use something positive actively for the students. We want to do games, engage them to participate, and I think that you choose a really difficult topic. Definitely. I think that, uh, I mean, that's my question. Don't you think that humans' right is a difficult topic for for fifth grade? Why do you think? Because I think that it requires too much vocabulary for that grade. So I'm curious, or what do you think about that? Because I think it's too much vocabulary for the fifth grade. So what do you think?
Well, I don't think so. Yeah, because my idea is concentrate in human rights for children. Yeah, the main human rights. Yeah, because the idea is not. Um, mm, the idea is the students understand the main human rights. Yeah, because I I I don't want to teach, for example. Human right, because in case of children is not necessary now. Yeah, and the idea is this: the main human rights for children. Yeah.
Sorry, got it. Thank you so much for your answer. Yeah, definitely. I think that's a really huge topic. But if you're emphasizing the really good ones for for the kids, I think it's a really good topic to teach them to respect themselves and respect the others. And I love the activities. I definitely use Kahoot too, and some of them are really, really meaningful for the students. So we are going to go with our classmate. So just go ahead.
Hello, good, good night, listening. I'll share my screen. So give a moment. Um, you can see my screen, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good night. My name is Lady, and today I'm going to present and defend my lesson plan, which is designed for kindergarten students, especially children between 4 and 5 years old. The topic is family members, and the lesson focuses on developing listening and speaking skills in a meaningful way. Okay, first, why this lesson is appropriate for children to 4 and 5 years old, because I consider that this lesson is appropriate because it responds to the characteristics and needs of young learners. And at this age, children learn better through visual support, repetition, and interaction, rather than abstract explanations. And also because they are very young and not familiar with English, and it is important to use simple materials and simple instruction. For example, the slides, sorry, okay. Lo siento, se me perdió la... ¿Siguen viendo mi pantalla? Es que se me apagó el computador.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Ok, ya. Sorry. Um, this lesson includes image, flashcard, and simple activity that allow the students to understand the vocabulary in a natural way. Um, Also, an important aspect is that these students don't have a direct connection with English in their daily life in the classroom. So instead of teaching isolated vocabulary, I connect the lesson with their real context, especially with their family. And this is very important because when a student relate the language to something familiar, they can understand and internalize it more easily. For example, when they say, "This is my mom" or "This is my dad," they're not just repeating a sentence that here in the classroom with the teacher. They are actually making meaning, and this is the result that I become to learn, teach with him. Um, Finally, the language used in my lesson plan is very, very simple, but it's appropriate for the 11 because they are like um, less than A1 level in English, and which helps students participate without feeling stressful because they are very, very young. Uh, okay. Um, Now, why this lesson plan is appropriate with the DBA and objectives? Uh, because since students recognize the family has a social growth, this is essential in early education. Um, so the lesson plan integrates both social science content and language learning, or in terms on objectives, students not only learn vocabulary, They also understand the concept of family and recognize their role in a social group, and use language to express personal ideas. And this integration makes the lesson more meaningful because students are not learning in isolation, but as part of their reality. Everything okay? Or here you have some question? No? Okay.
Uh,
Yes.
yes. What I can say is that I really like the topic. I like it because it's something that we learn when we start. So I think it's really nice the way that you want to teach them. Uh, the technology, the videos, the pictures that you want to use is show as meaningful learning because you're going to appreciate what they have. And of course, the topic is really nice to teach them, and I think it's a really good opportunity to find different ways to teach them. Uh, I can say that this topic has the most activities that I can see in all the websites. I just want to say that it was a really good topic that you're teaching. And about the questions is that we know that in really basic levels, speaking is really, really, really basic. Like they really don't speak or do a really full sentence. So how you are going to do for the students for they can speak? What ideas would you like to try or they start speaking?
Um, I can understand your questions. The question is why,
What
what,
activities, yeah, what activities do you do for the students start to speak?
oh, okay, okay. Okay, that's a very good questions. I think that even though students have a very basic level, the idea is not that they produce a complex language, because they are children first, uh, but that they start with simple and guided speaking. For example, I model the language first, and then students repeat. They can repeat a short sentence like, for example, this lesson plan. This is my mom, or this is my dad. And also, I use visual support. Um, so when they see an image, it helps them understand and respond more easily because they they have a something visual for him, and it's all.
Yeah.
And
Mm,
I want to explain another thing in my lesson plan. Um, um, Another reason why this lesson plan is appropriate is because I use varied and purposeful research. First, I use a presentation in Canva for introduce the topic visually with support comprehension. Again, with a vocabulary more easily to comprehension. Uh, We have vocabulary, the member family, mom, father, sister, brother, a baby, and grandmother and grandfather. Then also a flashcard help the students associate words with image, um, because they have reinforcing vocabulary in an interactive way. I also include some videos. Um, this is the a song, a finger family song. It's a song very um, active with for them. Uh, this song associate the fingers, the hand fingers, with the family, mom, dad, sister, brother, and baby. So and finally, I use in interactive games like Who is this? Where students identify and respond which promote. Oh,
Oh, I think that she
Okay.
has internet
Yeah.
problem.
Unfortunately, lady, he had a problem with her internet connection. Okay, but don't worry. The
Yes,
important is that she
it's
could explain the lesson plan. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you want to say something for end this meeting.
I don't know if we should end or should we
Yeah, yeah,
wait
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
should
yeah.
we end or wait a little bit for
Yeah.
her? So what I say that are you think that all of them were interesting? Um, go. Oh, I think she's back, right?
Yeah.
She's back.
I'm here again. I'm sorry.
No problem. No
My
problem. You go ahead.
Don't worry, lady. The important is you end your presentation because you was in the final uh steps. Yeah, don't worry.
I want to finalize my finish
Okay.
my give
Yeah,
a
of
moment.
course. Yeah, yeah, of course.
You can see my screen, okay? Okay. Finally, uh, how I say I use interactive games like this game is called Who is this? In this game, the students identify and respond, uh, which promote their participation and reinforce their learning. Um, so these results are not result random. They are selected to support engagement, comprehension, and retention for the children. And yeah, this is all. And this lesson plan is also appropriate because it follows a structured process. The process is presentation, practice, and productions, and all of this supports the meaningful learning in a student. So this is all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for your presentation. I was I was saying that I think that it was a really good topics, all of them. I think that we explore our part as a teachers. We try to do the best, find the better tools or materials to our students, and we did the best. We find the materials and we try to explain it, and I have nothing to say. It was a really good debate and a really good explanation about our lessons plans. So thank you so much for listening to us and for stay here in your time.
Okay, thank you, everyone. For today, that is all.
Thanks, classmate.